Don't get it confused. This message is for solo artists, but I get at cruise. We can make the news. I be on the low sipping daiquiris in Baton Rouge.
I'm not one to be boring, y'all. Rockin' made in Italy like I'm a foreigner. Milli slicker than the oil out in Saudi, yo.
Go to Jacob and spin a few, but I be in them interviews talking how spinning coops and how to check a spinning dude like an interlude.
And I will survive like Gloria. Niggas be like it's so much more to her than just setting up shop out the Astoria.
Jay Doppler went from panhandling socks in the Bronx to popular. This is just the start of it. The kid intended to split more wigs than British Parliament.
Mess around, I give you flats like an inner tube. Poke you up, just some of the things I've been through. Yeah, come on.
3 rappers that dropped the ball with the JayZ stimulus package. In my last video, we spoke about the Drake stimulus package and how powerful it's been over time that having a Drake feature could literally be like hitting the lottery. Not many rappers today have a similar effect on lesser known artists' career except today's feature. JayZ is the only rapper I can think of today outside of Drake that having him on your song in any way can give the best results. I'd even go as far as to say JayZ might be the GOAT feature to have in hip-hop, dead or alive. The reason is because JayZ to many is considered the greatest rapper of all time as far as skill and presence on a record, and also because of his longevity in the game that's allowed him to reach a point where he's the most accomplished rap artist of all time. Yes, Kanye West may reportedly be wealthier on paper and cause more controversy, but JayZ, coming from where he came from and having to do what he's had to survive in the streets and to get his start in music, I would say had a journey to the promised land like none other. Richest rapper aside, as far as rappers that are alive and in total as an artist, I have the most respect for his story, his consistency, his strategic moves, and his calm demeanor that never seems rattled in any situation. For those reasons, I've always held JayZ to a high standard, even when his moves outside of music seem I can't understand the logic. But I do understand that a stimulus package from Hove can be life-changing for anyone involved, and it's been that way since he stepped in the game. With that said, for these 3 artists, it's hard to understand why they never really capitalized on working with JayZ or it didn't lead to success in the music industry. Milli was one of the first to come to mind, as not only did she have a JayZ feature, but she was also signed to his label and under the umbrella creatively of anything represented by JayZ. On her debut studio album in 2000, she even had JayZ's wife to her disposal, featured on the lead single called I Got That when Beyonce was topping the charts with her R&B group Destiny's Child. JayZ himself was featured on 3 songs on her album, and it still didn't reach expectations on the charts and in sales. Soon after the album's release, she was dropped from Rockefeller Records, and that would be the last album she ever released. Another artist greatly assisted by JayZ but to unexpected results is Jay Electronica. To this day, I've never seen anything like this when it comes to the JayZ stimulus. A rapper doing an entire album with JayZ, and it not only undersells, but the artist pretty much disappears from the game, doing nothing further to capitalize on JayZ not just featuring on a song, but essentially doing a whole album together, featured on 8 of the 10 songs, and it not amounting to much past what Electronica could have done alone. And last but not least, as long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire, so he could just sit back and chill somewhere. He don't even have to write rhymes. A dynasty like my money lasts 3 lifetimes. Yep, that guy. If anyone was given more without finding a way to create musical buzz, it's Memphis Blight. Practically raised by JayZ in music and had every opportunity you could think of as far as the JayZ stimulus, that while he has 2 gold albums to show for it, he's still considered by many to have dropped the ball with a cosign as big as he got from JayZ. So what happened to these artists, and what are some of the biggest reasons they didn't amount to what they could have with the JayZ stimulus? It's your boy JayZ, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. You can also send a super thanks by clicking the button below. Enjoy the video.
And I'm sure I'm not the only artist that, you know what I'm saying, got dropped from the label. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, where do you go from there?
Artist number 1, Emil. Emil, back in the day, was an interesting artist coming up in the perfect time where JayZ was big enough an artist to influence his supporters to also give her music a chance, but not the JayZ he became, where I can see him being out of reach for an artist just starting out like Emil. Initially, Emil was part of a group called Major Coins. JayZ was looking for a female to add vocals to one of his songs for his Volume 2 Hard Knock Life album, and her friend and groupmate had the connections to be invited to the studio and see if it fit his plans. She brings Emil along with her, and while there, JayZ asked Emil if she rapped and would like to freestyle for him just to lighten the mood. She did, and JayZ liked it enough to put her on the record instead, even going as far as to let her friend lay a version of her own not to feel left out. The song turned out to be JayZ's first single from the album called Can I Get Her, which also appeared on the Def Jam soundtrack for the movie Rush Hour. This opened all the doors for Emil as she was encouraged by JayZ to pursue a solo career, starting with going on tour with he and Rockefeller. She was later signed to The Rock in 1999, and her debut album came out in 2000. JayZ wasted no time with Emil's career, including her on multiple songs like Nigga What, Nigga Who, Hey Poppy, Do It Again, For the Fam, and more. But Emil just wasn't ready for how fast stardom came, or to use her own words, I wasn't there mentally. I was in my own world. Was I prepared? No. Did I realize what was happening right before my eyes? No. She never fully understood the idea she could be a star and how much JayZ believed in her talent that she let her window close on her blowing up. In fairness to her, she also had a 5-year-old son with asthma that needed her attention, so she says she rebelled against the industry because she just didn't want the stardom and workload on her plate at that time. JayZ begins ignoring her calls and even sneak dissing her, dropping her from the label, and the rest, as in her career, was history. Artist number 2, Jay Electronica. After doing an entire feature on Jay Electronica's stunted growth as an artist, I understand exactly what the problems were with his blowing up in music. He's just either not focused enough on music, is lazy and doesn't put in the work outside the studio, has no one around him to help him understand how to capitalize on his opportunities, or in his favor is so much of an artist that perfecting his music is more important than becoming super popular and famously known for being a rapper, earning tons of money. Whatever the case, Jay Electronica is easily the most talented artist JayZ has ever given a feature that hasn't lived up to expectations thereafter. He got his start in 2007 after releasing a mixtape on the popular social platform MySpace. It attracted many industry heads wanting to sign him, leading to him choosing Roc Nation in 2010. From there, fans literally waited a decade for him to release a full body of work. One that came in 2020 that we spoke on earlier, featuring JayZ on almost every song. Unprecedented outside Watch the Throne with Kanye West. A highly skilled rapper that could have easily been the best rapper in the game and sell like such should he take music more serious as far as monetizing his gift. He dropped a second album later that year, also featuring JayZ, that failed to chart at all. Imagine that, JayZ on your album and it doesn't hit the charts whatsoever. I know for some, sales and charts aren't important, but when an artist like JayZ is involved, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't when they say Jay Electronica dropped the ball with the JayZ stimulus. Artist number 3, Memphis Blight. More than Emil, more than Jay Electronica, Memphis Blight has had the most opportunity to capitalize musically off the assistance JayZ has given him, even if he's always been financially straight because he knows JayZ. Just as a man and as an artist, you have to want more from your own legacy. That's not to say Bleak didn't do okay. Many artists never have one gold album, much less two back to back. But many artists also didn't have JayZ to lean on at every stage of Jay's career. When he was Street Jay, Button Up Jay, Family Man Jay, OG Jay, Memphis Bleak has been there for it all. Gold in a time rappers were going diamond and platinum like nothing isn't impressive. Tony Yayo went platinum. Since then, gold as a standard is like a flop, especially with JayZ as your life and music coach basically your entire life. Bleak grew up in the same Marcy projects as JayZ and was taken under Jay's wing since a teenager as his protege. Bleak would never remove himself from tucked warmly under Jay's shadow and always seemed too comfortable being the guy you knew because he was Jay's mans. He released 4 albums from 99 to 2005, 2 of which went gold, but that was it. In the prime of his life and Jay's career, that was it. Feature after feature with and for JayZ. Yet, if you ask hip-hop, the consensus would be that Bleak should have been a bigger artist and definitely dropped the ball with the JayZ stimulus. All in all, not every artist is supposed to be superstars or even popular. Some, like Milli, just aren't built for it in any way. Some, like electronica, can't produce enough product to be the man. And some, like Bleak, maybe got too much too soon and became spoiled with the fact he's in JayZ's will somewhere. But to be clear, they all dropped the ball when assisted by JayZ, and for these reasons, their growth was stunted. It's your boy JayZ, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.